So, Paul Thorn here in the sty. Yay, Friday afternoon. Welcome. How many times do you think you've come because this has been KPIG and Santa Cruz were pretty much the first place besides your hometown to really embrace you, right?
Yeah, this is the first station that ever played my music. Yeah.
There we go.
Back in the day. Let me shut this door. People's talking.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Not a problem. Is my dog in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There we go.
Come here, Seth.
Yes. This is the first where my whole career got started here. Back when Laura Ellen, who's no longer with us, she got my new record, the first record I ever put out, and she started playing it.
It was really good.
And then all of a sudden, I could come into this town and people would come see me play. It was a wonderful thing.
It was a really cool thing. It was a good record, and it was so very Pig, and Laura heard that, and we all did for sure. Now, you were this is your 20th anniversary of being out on the road, and coming home to Santa Cruz, which is kind of a second home for you. But you had we were kind of here in Santa Cruz an early fan base for you, but you were ahead of the game on the getting out your own albums thing. I remember that from the beginning. You guys were selling your stuff at gigs. Yeah,
I don't know if we were the absolute first, but we were probably, I believe, one of the first ever truly independent artists. And when I say that, I mean, we press our own CDs. We own everything. We don't owe some record company money. We are the record company. And if we sell T-shirts, we sell everything we do. We get it.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Smart.
that's really over the time we've been doing this, developed into a really good way to have a career.
Exactly, and because I remember that first time I saw you, it was opening for Huey and the News at the Mountain Winery.
Yeah.
And you guys were selling your stuff, and I was like, man, that's just brilliant. And so by doing that, like you said, you own it, and that's just a really, really smart way to go.
Yeah.
And that's a good way to get you started out too. Now, I hear tell. Your next album is a gospel album with the Blind Boys of Alabama.
That's correct.
How cool is that?
That's one of the funnest things I've ever done in my whole career. I've had 12 records out, and this 13th one is going to be a gospel record. I've always wanted to do it, and I was fortunate to get the Blind Boys to sing on it, and it's a dream come true. And it's not like modern contemporary Christian music you hear now. It's like 60s and 70s black soul gospel.
That's the kind.
That's the kind. That's the kind of thing we're doing. And and also another good thing that happened is the educational channel.
Right. PBS is doing a documentary on it.
PBS.
Hot damn, we're going uptown.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It was a really great thing that. Happened. To make a long story short, the beer company Lagunitas is sponsoring us, and they're funding they're funding the documentary and all this kind of stuff, and it's just been a lot of really cool things happening here lately.
And where did they film you doing this at?
Well, we cut half of the record in Memphis at Sam Phillips' place, where Elvis and all them guys recorded.
Records.
And then we recorded the other half at Fame and Muscle Shoals.
Right.
We all know the history of Muscle Shoals.
Yeah, exactly.
And so
two legendary places. You can't have gone. I mean, this is going to be a great documentary.
I hope so. They've got a lot of footage. They filmed at the Memphis location, and they filmed us recording Muscle Shoals. And next week, they're coming out to my house in Tupelo, Mississippi, and they're gonna.
And this week they're cleaning your house. Somebody's cleaning your house.
Yeah, my wife's freaking out.
That's the same thing happened to me recently. They're coming to do what?
Yeah, but so there's lots of good things. There's lots of good things.
I'm so excited for you, and much deserved. Paul Thorn is playing at the Rio Theater tonight. We're lucky to have him here in the sty. And I like what I was just reading up on some different interviews with you, and something I've always noticed that you do is if you write a sad song, you always kind of have a way out for the person that's listening, and you said too, there's also a lot of crud going on these days, and you're trying to do some stuff to just kind of make people forget about that for a little while, lift them up a little bit.
Yeah, there's I've just decided from this point on in my career, I'm gonna not write anything that doesn't have some kind of hope in it.
I love that.
Because that's what we need more than anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you think that comes from being raised? Your daddy was a preacher and everything, and do you think?
Yeah, yeah. My dad. One of his great qualities was he was no respecter of persons. You know, he was just as nice to the wealthy people in our church as he was to the poor people in our church.
Absolutely.
And he's always been a champion for the down and out. And I've kind of tried to see them. It showed me the importance of being there for everybody.
Absolutely.
You know?
That's right. Yeah. That's right. This is cool, and I'm looking forward to that gospel album. Do you want to do a song now? We'll
yeah, I'll do a little song.
All right.
This one's called "Star That Fell Down."
All right.
I saw Cinderella on Heartache and Vine. She sang a cappella and turned dollars into wine. Through the crowd I heard the melody of Mississippi on my mind. And though no one noticed, I saw a tear fall from her eye. She's like a star that fell down on the wrong side of town. But to me she shines more than all these city lights. Back in Tupelo tonight, something's missing in the sky. Must be a star that fell down. I took a picture standing outside the Hollywood Bowl. She believes that one day they'll come here to see her show. She waited in the fountain among the wishes that others threw in. She didn't have a penny, so I tossed one in. She's like a star that fell down on the wrong side of town. But to me she shines more than all these city lights. Back in Tupelo tonight, something's missing in the sky. Must be a star that fell down. In the city of angels, big dreams die hard. Back home they don't know she's been sleeping in her car. She parks it by a payphone. She sells the number to a friend of a friend. She's waiting on a ship that ain't ever coming in. She's like a star that fell down on the wrong side of town. But to me she shines more than all these city lights. Back in Tupelo tonight, something's missing in the sky. Must be a star that fell down. She's like a star that fell down.
Thank you. That was stunningly beautiful.
Hey.
And we have a crew on hand here to back me up on that. Paul Thorn is at the Rio Theater tonight. Thank you for being here today. Now, when did you, your voice is fabulous, and you went through some different interesting careers. When did you realize this was going to be your path?
I don't know that I ever have.
Still that day job, that night job that keeps you going. So you don't have to have a day job.
This music is something I was blessed with a talent, and yeah. I'm good at it. And I wasn't a very good student in school. I was dyslexic. I had trouble in school, but this is something I'm good at, and it just kind of I didn't plan it. It's just what happened.
It's just what happened.
Yeah, I can't do anything else.
It's like it's same thing with me. You got Well, now, did you have teachers when you were in school say you were a great poet because you're writing? I mean, did you have one particular teacher, one particular person who said you're really good at this, that made you kind of go, well, maybe I can do this?
Not really a teacher per se, but a songwriter I met when I was 17, Billy Maddox, who I write songs with even now. He saw that I had some talent, and he schooled me and showed me the craft of writing songs, and he's here today. I'm 52 years old, and Billy and I have been working together since I was 17.
Oh, I love that. Oh, man, that's cool. When Jerry Jeff was here the other day, he said, when he realized this is what he wanted to do, he was out on the road, and he realized when he was starting to book himself all the time, and when I'm going to be coming around, he goes, all right, apparently now I need to get a manager because it's looks like this is what I'm going to be doing for a living. Yeah. Well, and you play, too. You play beautifully.
Well, thank you.
And you have the same band, too. I like that you say you've got your core group of folks.
Yeah, I've had my band members, all of them, for going on 20 years now.
That works.
And, they're good musicians, and they're good people.
That's what matters.
And they're sensible guys, and they're easy to get along with. And that's important.
The hang factor is everything.
It is.
Yeah.
I would take lesser musicians if they got good spirit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Now, I love on your album, your new best of that the song "I Don't Like Half the Folks I Love." That's huge with our pig crowd, because everybody can identify with that. I love it. They've got good qualities, but the bad ones cover them up. I mean, everybody, especially right around Christmas, man. I couldn't help but play that in holidays and stuff. When you got the whole family coming, and you're going, oh man.
Yeah, it's an anthem. I mean, because I don't hate anybody, but there's a lot of people I really strongly don't like.
Exactly. And they're staying in your house because it's
Yeah.
I don't like half the folks I love. A guy called me the other day and he said, Lori, it's my birthday today. I really need to hear I don't like half the folks I love.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you'll go and we're humans and we're just nosy, and sometimes I catch myself, I'll go on somebody's Facebook that I don't like. And it's wrong. I shouldn't do it. But I'll read their comments and I'll be thinking to myself, look at how stupid they are. They're so stupid. I shouldn't do it, but I do.
But you don't write anything, right?
What? No, I just
stop yourself.
I take the coward's way.
Just smart. Me too. I don't want to get involved in this decision.
Yeah.
This discussion of it.
No, I've learned don't, if it ain't something positive, do not put it on the internet.
Oh, there you go.
Don't get sucked into arguing on the internet. It never ends well.
Well, no, and especially for you, because you're a name, and then it just gets out there 20-fold. You know, Paul Thorn said, and it's like, that's not what you need to have happen.
Yeah, no, I just try to, if it ain't something positive, I don't say it. Too
blessed to be stressed.
That's it.
I love the name of that album.
I get attacked every once in a while.
What?
This and that and the other. Well, I caught a cat. Well, I was at my house the other day, and I have a lake behind my house, and I wanted to go fishing, but I didn't have any fish bait, so I found a stale chicken wing in the refrigerator. So I said, well, I'll put this on a hook and see what happens.
When somebody got mad about that?
No, I put that's not what they got mad about. Okay. I took I put the wing on the hook and I threw it out there, and then within 5 minutes something started pulling on this. And to make a long story short, I got it in. I reeled it in, and it was a 25-pound catfish.
Get out of Dodge! Oh my!
And I took a picture of him, and I held him up, and he was flopping around, and then I put him back in the water. Because
he's been around a while. 25
old
pounds,
people are just like old fish. They don't. Old fish are just like old people. They don't taste good, so you have to throw them back. And so I threw him back, and then where I got blasted is some woman said, "How dare you catch that fish?" What?
That's what it's called fishing. It's the act. It's a verb. It's a noun. It does it all. It's fishing. Yeah, and you put it back.
I put him back, and he had he's got a little scar on his lip. He's got a story he can tell his kids. But he got caught by a singer-songwriter one time.
See this right here? This is Paul Thorn, man.
That's
Paul
right.
Thorn got me right here.
And I made him late for something.
Yeah, I was going to say he was on his way. Bam!
They said, "Where were you?" He said, "I got caught." "Oh yeah, let me see your lip."
Was it a chicken wing? Yeah, that guy, the chicken wing guy. That's hilarious.
Yeah. I'm excited about being at the Rio tonight.
Yeah. Did you want to maybe try another song? Do you feel like
I can. Yeah,
you
yeah.
up for that? Or
Yeah, I can do that.
I love your stories, though.
Well, thank you.
Those seeing you over the years. It's seeing you, Paul, is like, you know, it's going to work out both ways because your stories are great and your songs are great, and you come out feeling like you've gotten twice the show.
Thanks for putting pressure on me I didn't need.
Till the catfish thing, you'll be fine.
Okay, I'm gonna just lighten it up and sing a song about how my mother hooks me up with leftovers when I go to her house. Well, I went to see my mama this evening, and she was cooking a ton of greens. I went to see my mama this evening, and she was cooking a ton of greens. She had some hot buttered cornbread, and I washed it down with a glass of iced tea. She had some butter beans and some good old black-eyed peas. Yeah, she had some butter beans and she had some good old black-eyed peas. You know, everything she had was fresh out of the garden, except for the macaroni and cheese. Now when I got ready to leave, she put some greens in a Cool Whip bowl. Yeah, now when I got ready to leave, she put some greens in a Cool Whip bowl, 'cause she knew I wouldn't bring her Tupperware back. She said, "Now baby, here's something you can take with you, darling. You can heat 'em up and eat 'em when you get home."
Thank you, Mama. She's a smart mama. She ain't giving you your Tupperware anymore. No, sir. It ain't gonna.
No, the Cool Whip bowls are nice, but
yeah,
after 3 visits to the microwave, they start melting.
Yeah, you get that flavor in there, and it's just, you don't really need that. Yeah, kind of going, especially with a nice vegetarian meal like your mom just cooked for you.
Well, vegetarian is the furthest thing from my vocabulary.
I figured as much. But you were naming it all off, and I was thinking, I wonder if anybody ever put it together. This is okay. I guess just us Santa Cruzians think, I could eat that.
Yeah, but turnip greens, you have to put to make them really good. You have to put bacon grease.
I was going to say it had to be. Everything good comes from bacon grease.
And then when you have the leftovers, you put them in the the refrigerator, and then when you take the top off the bowl, you got these little fat craters. These little white, they look like ice that you skip on, but it's grease.
Yeah, it's grease. And you open it up and you're going, oh, that looks so appetizing. But does your mom still keep a big thing of Crisco next to the stove? You know, a big thing of lard? Or no, she just cooks with the bacon?
She was keeping it by her bed, but now she's loosened up some and keeps it by the stove.
She's already all greased up and good to go. You know, so it's all fine.
Right. It's a different culture where we live.
Yeah, but you got the Tupperware thing down.
It's like I told me and my daddy was talking last night. I said to him, you know, Daddy, I said, if it wasn't for our cousins when we was growing up, we wouldn't have had any dates.
It comes in handy, you know. And be sure to bring the Crisco with you. Yeah. Now, I had a listener a while back your Mission Temple fireworks stand, your song Mission Temple fireworks stand, and she said, after Holy Ghost and Big Bang Theory, what is he saying? And I said, he's saying Pentecostal. And she said, oh, I always thought he was saying Fear of Costco.
Well, I feel Costco.
Now, every time I hear it that way.
Well, you know what? I don't. It doesn't bother me.
No, I know,
yeah.
but now you hear it that way too.
It may make it better to have a healthy fear of Costco.
I think so too. The whole paycheck store. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I need that their 75 toilet paper pallet that you got over there. Paul Thorn is at the Rio Theater tonight. Thank you again. You're always welcome here, as you know. Your other home. Now, being in Tupelo, I just want to ask real quick, where Elvis was born, do they have his house? Is it historic? Is it a historic site? Do they still have his house there?
Absolutely. His house is. It might be as big as this room we're in.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a 2-room house. They got. You can look. It's called a shotgun house. You can look.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
You can shoot a shotgun through the front door, and it would go out the back without hitting anything.
Okay.
That's why they call it a shotgun house.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's historic.
Yeah. You can
nice.
pay like I think $2.
Okay.
And walk through it, and then
that would be cool.
Yeah.
I would do that in a second.
Yeah. And I've actually got some cool Elvis memorabilia. The gentleman that taught Elvis how to play guitar, his name was Frank Smith, Reverend Frank Smith. And anyway, I was friends with Frank Smith. You know, he's growing up. And anyway, when Brother Frank Smith passed away, I got Brother Smith's hat. Oh. Of the guy that taught Elvis how to play guitar.
Yeah. Wow.
And in my house, I got a concrete Elvis head, and I got that hat sitting
What's
on top of it.
What's the hat look like? Is it?
It's just an old beat up hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like a felt.
Like an old. Yeah.
Like a Sinatra kind of.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
How cool is that? I want to see a picture of that.
And his mom and daddy took him to the Tupelo hardware store when he was a little kid to buy him his first guitar, and they did. And I noticed not too long ago when I drove by the old hardware store, the original sign was gone from the back in the day, and I found out they had threw it in the dump.
No.
And so I went and got the sign too.
Yeah, you did.
Of the place where Elvis got his first guitar.
Yeah,
so,
you did. So
yeah, so I'm building me up a little museum.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're in Tupelo, you know. You may as well take advantage of what you got there. I love that story.
And I actually know a lady who's in her 70s, I think she's in her 70s, who her claim to fame is she went to Memphis and heard Elvis did it in the Jungle Room.
Atta babe. Whoa. Yeah. In the jungle. Now, where's the Jungle Room?
It's a room in his house, and when he had the mansion in Memphis.
Graceland.
Graceland. Okay. It's a room in there where
Jungle Room. Okay, there. Now I know.
It was just the debauchery room is what it was.
Yeah. The only one.
But it's just kind of neat to see this older, you know.
You bet.
You know, just straight laced woman.
Yeah.
Didn't even know she was a freakazoid.
It's like at least she goes, I had fun, let me tell you. You might not know it by looking at me, but I had a great growing up.
I bet you did. What a story to be able to tell.
No kidding. It's like the catfish.
Hook up with Elvis.
Better. You got Elvis.
Yeah. I mean, if you get a chance to sleep with Elvis, why not?
No kidding. I mean, you got a story forever. And see, that was before everything was on a phone and a movie and stuff like that.
Thank God.
No kidding. Because, boy, can you imagine the number of... Well, we could go on about that forever.
But I mainly want to invite everybody out to the show at the Rio tonight. I love seeing all my friends and acquaintances that I've made down through the years here. And it truly is a special place for me. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's kind of like we like to say, welcome home, Paul Thorn. Get on over to the Rio Theater this evening, Friday night, Paul Thorn. What the heck else would you want to be doing? Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Continued good health, continued success, and I cannot wait to see that documentary and hear that album with the Blind Boys.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations. He's going on PBS, ladies and gentlemen. Woo. He's going upscale. All right, that's Paul Thorn here on the Big.
It's the Toyota July 4th Red, White, and Buy Now sales event. Just announced, get an incredible $2,500 cash back on Corolla or Yaris IA. Or drive home in a new Camry and get $3,250 cash back. It all ends July 5th.
Kitchen sink won't drain, and it's such a pain.
Who you gonna call?
Poe's Plumbing.
Poe's Plumbing. 831-710-2204. 831-710-2204.
Got wood? Big Creek Lumber's got wood. Big Creek Lumber's ready to kick off summer by celebrating its customers, and they'd like to invite you to their Customer Day in Watsonville on Saturday, June 24th. They have an extensive selection of lumber and the hardware you need to hold it in place. Get that project, large or small, kicked off today and have lunch while you're there. How about building your summer entertainment paradise? Want to add a pig pen or turn an existing one into the ultimate den? Big Creek Lumber has what you need. They stock a variety of items from their sustainable redwood milled locally in Davenport to other items from reputable vendors like all-weather pressure-treated lumber, wood that beats the elements. Kick off that project today. Visit Big Creek Lumber in Watsonville at 1400 West Beach Street, just off Highway 1, for their Customer Day on Saturday, June 24th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. See you there.
The nonprofit Monterey Bay Aquarium. It's about inspiring change.
I was just so impressed with the staff and the volunteers here. I quickly got on board and thought it was a great organization and have enjoyed every minute.
Debbie is just one of more than 1,000 volunteers that help interpret the wonders of the Monterey Bay Aquarium. As mentors and teachers, volunteers engage many of the aquarium's 2 million visitors a year, helping us inspire conservation of the ocean.